Morning, beautiful people. Can I see this roof lift for Team 333? Thank you for your dedication and commitment to join us here today. Today marks 21 months since we started patching. At that time, it was just Chris and myself that were wearing patches. Today, we have an auditorium full of people, 300, close on, patched. And our team is close on 8,000. And we can't do this without all of you and the rest of the team that's not physically present here with us today. So thank you. For Chris and myself, our personal journey only started about a little bit under 3 years ago. We met on New Year's Eve of 2021. A lot of people don't know this and think we were a married couple for many, many years. They say, when you know, you just know. And that is so true. And the 12 years that I was single waiting for Chris to pass in my life, I always rolled my eyes when couples would say that, but it is for sure the truth. Things fell in place for us quite quickly. Within the first 9 months, we moved into our new home, we closed 2 businesses, and we started a new one, LifeWave, that we're now doing as a couple together. Prior to meeting Chris, I had a ladies' fashion clothing business. I loved my business. I changed and transformed many women's lives and gave them a new outlook on wardrobe and style, and specifically introducing color and a higher frequency, unknowing to myself. I experienced great success, traveled the world, and really felt fulfilled in my business. The business survived COVID, but to the end of that, I could see the signs. The writing was on the wall. Retail would never be the same. Life as we know it will never be the same. I realized in my heart that my baby child of 20 years would have to change. Things that have to change. I have to look at a different way. I need to look at options. Being the entrepreneur that I was or am, I knew that I could do whatever comes my way. I can learn new skills. I have what it takes. But I didn't know at the time what it could possibly be. A few years prior to that, around about 2015, I made 4 wishes. And we can elaborate on this at a later stage, but it's quite ironic if you look where we are today. Firstly, I said, I want something new and exciting. Careful what you wish for. I want to get something in my life that I can do for the remainder of my days here on planet Earth. At the time, I said, I want something that can help women, humanity. And I want something that cannot be copied. At the time, I didn't know. The important one is, I asked for something that cannot be copied. This was close on 9 years ago, and I had no idea that this could even exist. Fast forward, November of 2022, we got introduced to LifeWave. Thank you, George. And it's a really beautiful moment to have George here today. In the midst of a very busy season in my business, we were in no position to sign up in LifeWave. I will always treasure this moment. It was at one of my festival markets, a night market during Christmas, where Chris reached out to one of his previous business partners and said, I need some toys on consignment. He came with me to the market that weekend, and for 3 days, he was entertaining kids on his knees, playing with toys with them. It was a little twirly toy, and it was such a beautiful moment to see him in that space, and we had so much fun those 3 days. By the end of the weekend, we had our funds ready to sign up at bronze. The story goes, 5 days later, Chris got results. LifeWave was in the country 2 years prior, but like I said, we were the only two that were patched at the moment. It was a challenging time for us, but we made it happen. 3.5 weeks in, Chris's mom, Pam, got results. The beginning of 2023, I immersed myself into anything network marketing related. I watched every video I could find. I looked at anything that was LifeWave related, from Onyx Call to Dr. Stacey and whatever I can find. I was like a sponge. I just wanted to absorb everything and learn as much as I can, as quickly as I can. I think for the first 3 months, all I did was just watch video after video and just took as much in and asked a million questions. When Chris showed me the comp plan, I've never been exposed to network marketing. I had no idea what it was about. But when I saw the comp plan, I knew I found my home. I couldn't believe that something this beautiful actually exists that can pull humanity together and make a better world. A company that stands in integrity, in what I refer to as pure white light. It's built on a foundation of stable integrity and pure, like I said, pure white light. A company that rewards the people, that promotes the business. And Team 333 was born. We often get asked, what does the name stand for? It's a trinity of 3 things. And today I want to say, those 3 things can be your 3 things, whatever you decide it to be. What it also stands for is you are on the right path, you are aligned to your purpose, and this is for each and every one of you that is part of this team. Am I out of time? Cool. Give gratitude for where you are at. Affirm where you want to go. And visualize it as it had already happened. For us, LifeWave is a calling, our passion, a true fulfillment, to serve as servant leaders. Our biggest dream is to see all of you being successful. If you show us that you want this as much as we want it, we will be there for you, supporting you and helping you every step of the way. I think I'm going to leave it there.
Wow, second convention. Wow. Welcome, everybody. Welcome. From the bottom of my heart, I just want to say thank you to each and every single one of you for believing in us, trusting in us, and following us, where in the beginning it was blind faith. You know, in the beginning, as Lucinda was saying, when we joined, so we're looking at 21 months ago today, nobody had heard about the patches. It took me 5 days, as everybody knows, most of you guys know my story. I was in depression, I was burnt out, I was tired, I was sick of this world. And thank God for George. Changed my life in 5 days after putting these patches onto my body. And it's so funny, today, 21 months ago, to the day, was the first time I ever put an X39 patch on the back of my neck. And you guys know what happened 5 days later. And I knew that I needed to get this out to the world. But let me tell you something. You want to talk about rejection? Wow. Wow. I'd say probably about the first 15 to 20 people I spoke to, nobody said yes. I got no after ridicule, after laugh, after every horrible comment, people laughing in my face. That's what I dealt with in the beginning. I had people that I'd known for many, many years, over 10 years. I'll never forget, we like basically, I don't know, 2.5, 3 weeks in, we're in December, and I went to go meet a friend of mine, known him for 12 years. And I was talking to him about the patches. I had the patch with me, asking him a whole lot of questions. I leaned forward to give him the patch, and he leaned back. He wouldn't even touch it. And I thought, this is weird. So we carried on talking, and I said to him, have you got this problem? Have you got this issue? What about this? What about that? And he just kept shaking his head. No, I'm healthy. No, I'm fine. I don't have pain. I'm happy. I'm stable. And I'm like, I just can't get through to this guy. What is going on? I said to him eventually, Stephen, wouldn't you like to reverse your age? Imagine you put this patch on, right? Clinically proven, you'll reverse your age by 8 years, your vascular age, after using it for 6 months. Doesn't that interest you? He looked at me, he goes, let me quickly work this out. In 4.5 years' time, the next time we go out for coffee, you're going to be ordering off the kiddies menu. I just could not get through to this man. Eventually, I'm holding the sleeve to give it to him, expecting he's going to put his hand out. As I leaned forward, he completely leaned back and pulled his hands away, wouldn't even touch the patches. This is the rejection I went through in the beginning. But you know what happened? Listen to this. This was in December. We had Christmas on the 25th of December, as we always do. 3-4 days later, I get a message from Stephen, a picture of Tony Robbins' book, Life Force. And he takes a picture of the first 2 chapters, stem cell therapy and copper peptide. He says to me, how do I get involved in this business? So I was just thinking to myself, I can talk till I'm blue in the face. I can talk till I'm blue in the face, but Tony Robbins says something, all of a sudden we get attention. There we go. Well, I'll tell you something very quickly. You want to talk about rejection in your face. We're talking about family. I wasn't going to say this, but I'm going to, and hopefully the recording does get to my uncle. Who knows? Oh, and Lucinda's family. They still think we batch crazy, right? So, yeah, you name it. Oh, we've heard it all. But let me tell you, it was on Christmas Eve. We go to my family's house, my uncle. Now, that's my mom. You guys know my mom got a result after 3.5 weeks. Her fibromyalgia pain that she had for 16 years was gone after 3.5 weeks, right? That's what the product did for my mom. My uncle, my family know this. They see the improvement in her. So guess what? We go there for dinner, for lunch, late lunch. My aunt had arthritis in her hands for about 20 years. Her knuckles even swollen. Put the patches onto her hands. 2 hours later, my aunt gets tears in her eyes and says, oh my God, the pain has disappeared. You know what my uncle did? He took the patch off her hand, took it off, and said, don't put this shit near us. That's what my uncle said to me. That's what my uncle, after he saw what the product had done for his own sister, my mom, he still thinks what I'm doing is a load of rubbish. This is going to happen, guys. You just got to get through it. That's other people's opinions. Other people's opinions. So very quickly, so we got started. A lot of rejection in the beginning. But you know what? You just got to get past it. You got to get through it. The quicker you get through the no's, the quicker you're going to get the yeses, and the quicker you're going to build a business. It's as simple as that. We met Harvey and Olga in about the January, February on a Zoom. Started to get to know Harvey and Olga closely. What amazing human beings, what amazing people. The very first This Is It convention was in Tampa in August last year. We were 9 months into the business. Now, guys, when I tell you the business works like a shongololo in the beginning, It's going like this, and little legs are moving backward and forward. You think you're going forward, then you go backwards. You think you're going forward, then you go backwards. That's the nature of the business. That's the way it works. It works like a shongololo. So we're 9 months in. I think we were earning about probably $700-800 a week. And that was after 9 months. But guys, the convention came up, the convention in Tampa. And I said to Lucinda, if we go, guys, we're talking a 19 to 1 exchange rate. The tickets were 3,500 rand, 3.5 per ticket. So Lucinda and I cost us 7,000 rand just for the tickets, plus the plane tickets, plus the accommodation. I said to her, if we go, we're going to be broke. I took every cent out of our bank account to get there. When we got there, had no money. We had to wait for the commission to come the next week. That's how we started. That's the commitment we had, to drain your bank account on blind faith. And all I can say is thank goodness we did that, because this is where everything completely shifted for us. We met Mark and Sahi Hernandez, and we met the royalty of network marketing, Steve and Gina Merritt. These people are absolutely the most phenomenal people I've ever met, and they started the team called This Is It. Then here in South Africa, we started, okay, let's get out, let's start doing what they're doing. And I'll never forget this. This was a month ago. Myself, Lucinda, Wilson, and Adelaide went up to Venda. We took a 8-hour drive up to Venda, and we changed people's lives one patch at a time. We patched over 4 sleeves with the patches. These amazing people. Yo, you want to talk about a goosebump moment? Guys, when we got there, we couldn't do a proper presentation. We were in rural Toyandu in Venda, and we had to have a translator. And I'll never forget Wilson. He was sweating. We were standing next to each other, and he thinks he's got to do a full presentation now. Wilson, his eyes were like a bunny in front of the headlights. He was like just standing there going, what are we going to do? I said, I've got this, don't worry. And I knew I couldn't do a proper presentation. It would not work. So what I did, last minute, I prayed for guidance. What must I do right now? Guide me. And you know what I did? There were about 140 people there. I said to everybody, has anybody in this audience got pain? Shoulder, back, knee, anybody with pain, please put your hands up. Yo. Half the audience's hands went up. It took 40 minutes just to patch the people. Everybody stood in a queue, and we patched everybody. 45 minutes in, I said, everybody that we patched, have you felt a difference? How is your pain? If you feel anything, please put your hand up. They all put their hands up. The energy and excitement in that room, have we changed people's lives? Far and wide. That's what we have done, touched people's lives. Now, talking about Wilson, he's going to be talking a bit later. You guys know we go back a long way. We've known each other. We're not brothers in blood, but we're brothers in spirit. Very special man in my life. We've been through a lot of ups and downs together. And let me tell you, when I first went to go see Wilson, 2 weeks into being part of LifeWave, maybe 3 weeks, he noticed the difference in me. And I said to him, this is what I'm doing. And I gave him the patches. Wilson laughed his head off. He laughed at me and said, oh, Chris, please, come on. I know you didn't done some weird stuff in your life, but this takes the cake. I gave him the patch. He threw it on the table and started laughing and said, this is a sticker, please do me a favor. This is one of my best friends laughing at me. But guess what? That's how we started. And look at where Wilson is today. You guys are going to see him speaking later on. I cannot wait for his talk. So now what we're going to do is, on this last slide over here, guys, you may not realize just how close you are Just never give up on your dreams. We've all seen this picture before. We've all seen this picture. People give up just before the magic happens. And guys, I'll warn you, the first 9 months are the rockiest. It's not easy. If it was easy, everybody would be doing it. But let me tell you something right now. Each and every single person sitting here this morning, guys, you're not here by accident. You are not here by accident. You've been chosen. And we're here to make a difference in people's lives, mentally, emotionally, physically, spiritually, and financially. And we're going to change the world. We're going to change South Africa first. Water the grass where you're at first. And it's going to go out to the rest of the world.